This indoctrination against Israel has been going on for 20 years. This is something that started in the 90s from Soviet propaganda. It's a distortion of the fundamental aspects of how your country is set up, the idea that you're an apartheid state, the idea that you're a colonial state. This is all propaganda. A lot of it is complete mischaracterization, a manipulation, a deception of history.
It's not ignorance?
No, it's not. It was a planned, coordinated thing that people sat down in an office and came up with. And it's a lot of it is about the inversion of cause and effect. People don't realize there's a military occupation because there's terrorism. They think there's terrorism because of a military occupation. That you're just so mean and treat these people so badly that they have no other choice but to be terrorists. It's a distortion of cause and effect. So this is what people have had drilled into them for 20 years. And then through social media, seeing all these propaganda videos, all these lies, all these distortions for years and years and years, and having it be this thing that's festering within them as a secret thing, like, can you believe these Jews? Can you believe these Israelis? The way they treat the Palestinians, they're so evil. How could our government be allowing this? And so this sort of conspiratorial hatred of Israel has been festering in the public, and no one talks about it publicly because it's this taboo thing that we're not supposed to talk about, and we're supposed to boycott Israel. We're supposed to not normalize Israel. Don't go to Israel, don't support Israel. And that's because if you come to Israel, you see, oh my God, like, this is an amazing country. The people seem like they're living a beautiful, peaceful life here. Why is it that people have all these misconceptions? And then you have a moment where you snap out of it and you realize, oh my God, their leadership are terrorists. They've been radicalized by a terrorist regime. Okay, I get it. It's terrorism. When October 7th happened, I didn't realize how deeply I had snapped myself out of that indoctrination by coming to Israel and having long conversations with Israelis. And you know, I wasn't raised with any anti-Semitism. My family never said anything negative about Jewish people. And so that already was something way more than a lot of people. A lot of people are raised with anti-Semitism. So on October 7th, once I realized how insane, the insanity of people thinking that this was some sort of resistance movement against Israel, people aren't aware of the fact that Palestinian leadership are terrorists and terrorist regimes. And that's the cause of Palestinian suffering and the radicalization of Palestinians. When I ended up doing my video and different friends confronted me, I realized they had so much misinformation about Israel. And I remember thinking, this is so bizarre. And I talked to a friend about it, a friend who was like a Jewish advocate after one of the sessions at the UN. And I remember thinking, this is so bizarre. I can't believe these people think this. And he said, well, maybe it's not so much about Israel, but about Western civilization. And then it clicked for me, and I realized, oh my God, this is a takedown of the West. If you isolate Israel, if you destroy Israel, if you destroy the West's connection with Israel, that's how you destroy the West. You turn everyone against their governments. It's exactly it's the scapegoating of the Jews, but it's the scapegoating of the Jewish nation. This is what Hitler did in Germany to the Jews, but globally as the Jewish nation. That's why this is such a dangerous time right now. And this is the message we need to communicate to people, because there is the threat of ideological terrorism. Like the Islamic Republic is like living in these people's minds, basically. They're living in their minds. You see it. Their hostages were rescued, and they're like, no, don't rescue hostages. Like, what the fuck is the matter with these people? They have no concept. They have no concept. This demoralization of American and Western society. They don't realize Israel is our ally. Israel is the West. Israel is the future of the Middle East. And so this is what we need to communicate to people. People are anti-Semitic. Unfortunately, people have these horrible views about Israel. We need to make them realize it's you. They're coming for you. And anti-Semitism, it's a tool. Maybe it won't be a takeover of Islam, but there'll be some extreme right-wing backlash which could lead to some horrible fascist regime coming into power. Like, we don't know what's going to happen. It's a very dangerous time. So this is the information we need to give people. It's the Islamic Republic of Iran. That is the problem.